I had this strange notion that things can actually change, which may not seem like a strange notion to you because we look around at this world and things change all the time. In fact, if things aren't changing, if technology isn't moving, if things aren't getting easier, getting better, we sometimes wonder what's wrong. And yet there are other things in this world where we are surprised when they do change. We're working for change, for less suffering, for less poverty, for less oppression. We want things to get better. Things are evolving. We hope things are getting better, but sometimes it seems like things just seem to stay the same. That's even more frustrating when it comes to ourselves, when it's really personal. When we look inside of ourselves and we know who we want to be, we know how we wish for things to change, and yet we don't seem to change. Our attitudes, our actions, the way we interact with people, the things that we seem to struggle with always seem to be consistent. And even when we've made some progress, it seems that the 3 steps forward come with 2 steps back, and our change is slow. But still, I have this notion that change in the world comes first through changing self, and that changing self is possible. I have this notion that when Jesus said he came that we might have life and have it to the full, that he really meant that, and that meant not just that we were forgiven, but that somehow God's grace was meant to transform us as we participate with it. That's why I'm so fascinated by spiritual practices. I believe that if we can engage in new habits, that they can form new patterns in our life. And I think neuroscience backs me up on this, that change is actually possible. It's not easy, but it's actually possible. And that's why I'm hoping you'll join us this Lenten season as we study several practices that I think, if you'll choose to engage in them, could change your life. That starts this Wednesday. This Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, and we're going to talk about being intentional. And then next Sunday is the first Sunday in Lent. The title of this series is I Dare You. And that's meant to be provocative. I dare you. I dare you to be intentional. I dare you to create more space in your life. I dare you to cultivate awareness, to nurture gratitude, to be honest, to be submissive. I dare you to engage in some of these practices that as we pursue them, as we reflect on them, as we integrate them into our lives, I think if we can hang with them, they just might nurture some change. And change in us creates change in the world. Will you join us this Wednesday? Will you join us this Sunday? Will you commit to being a part of this Lenten season at Second Baptist Church? And will you invite your friends? It might just change the world.